Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing.
Good morning and happy Vlogmas Day 18. I gotten 2 new mugs. One's the elf, the other's the Santa. I'll share that with you. I was looking so forward to using it this morning, having my coffee in. And how sad is that you get excited over using a new mug. I wished I'd gotten them earlier so I could use them longer. Not to say I won't use them after Christmas, because I probably will. But I just wished I'd had them a little bit sooner to be able to enjoy them throughout the holiday, the Christmas season. They were delivered last night. And I'm surprised they did not break, if you could see how they were delivered. But they seem to be in excellent condition. I've already washed them. And of course, you see where I used the one already this morning for my coffee. This one's Santa, and the other one is the little elf. I've got to open a new bottle of my skinny syrup. That time, I'm fasting 10 to 6 today. It's already had my first cup of coffee. That means I've got to have a supper cooked, ready, plated, eaten by 6 o'clock. No clue what's on the agenda today.
Bring the cheese, put the lights up, 'tis the season. Need no Grinch types, no Ebenezer. Don't believe this, y'all need Jesus. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah.
I cleaned out this cabinet. It was packed with vases because my man believes in giving me flatters. I love me some flatters. He used to do it once a week. This out several weeks back, and I am finding that if I just do a drawer a day or a drawer a week, whatever, a cabinet a week, and just work my way around the kitchen, that it's more doable to do it that way. I really need to go do under my bathroom sink. Seriously, you wouldn't think cattle dog hair, dust, and dirt would get under a closed cabinet and get into closed cabinet doors, but it does. This before, and I did my spice cabinet. I think the week of Thanksgiving I was coming in here to look and see if I had certain spices for the recipes, and I thought, might as well go ahead and go through the spices and look at the dates, toss out what's expired, and straighten things up. And that felt real good to be able to open it up here and not have spices falling off on my head. This is a danger zone. And today's 12 Days of Christmas Socks is brought to you by me, Lisa D. It's a little deer, packages, Christmas trees, snowflakes. The tops are so cute. I pulled them up over my pants. I know it looks ridiculous, but I am ridiculous. And today's scents are both by MAC. One is, the front one I think, Velvet Teddy, and then this one is a Creme de Nude. They're both warm scents, and I typically like to wear the warmer fragrances scents in the cooler, cold months. So that is today's fragrances of the day. And this was actually a pour painting that I poured. Or that I did. I made this. I still need to probably stain. I want a dark stain. Stain the sides and the bottom. Or, hey, I could use that to display my scent of the day. it looks kind of cute. I hadn't decided if I want to add feet to it, little feet to it, which is actually just cabinet knobs. Decorative. I have one, like it's a glass knob. And then I think the others are like a black, like metal, black metal knobs. And I made this also to put fragrances on, or to put on vanity. But I learned real quick, this raw wood that was cut at the shop, I gotta seal it before I pour on it, because you can see all the little bubbles, which I was like, hey, I'll just use that as texture. Here's a couple of my latest blooms. And once I resin it, I'll let this sit for a couple of weeks from the time of doing the bloom, from painting it. And then I will clean it up with a rag and then rub some alcohol over it. Gently wipe it with an alcohol pad, and then I'll let that dry and then resin it. So that's one of the blooms that I've done the past couple of blooms. And these are just 8x8 round canvas. This was the other bloom that I've done here recently. I'll do the same thing. Let it sit for a couple weeks. Clean it up with a cloth, like a baby wipe. And then clean it up with some alcohol, an alcohol wipe, and let that dry real good. And then I will resin it. And the shimmer and the sparkle and the bling that you can see in them when they're wet, that will come right back out. It brings it right back to life. Varnishing would too, but resin really brings out the shimmer and the sparkles and all the bling. Cup number dos, cup number two. Today, last cup of coffee. Have to be water or tea from now on. No, I will have a diet soda, diet root beer, or some kind of diet something if I want it. We're having tacos in a bowl tonight. When Ken and I were first dating, you know, you write the love letters back and forth and all the love notes and, you know, all the things. Well, I was writing a letter to him at work, and I wrote in there something about bowls, but I wrote out the word bowels. Neither one of us let that live out or fizz out to this day. We both still get a kick over, because I was using it in some kind of term that you just wouldn't say bowels. Maybe something, I can't recall what I was using it, what I was referencing in, or how I was using it, but it was quite hilarious that I wrote bowels instead of bowls. She just got into trouble with me and her daddy, which it breaks her heart to have to do, because she has such a sensitive little spirit about her. She don't get mad, she gets heartbroken, and I can't stand to see my pups heartbroken. But she disappoints me. Biddy still had a little bit of her dry food left, and I was leaving it down because she was coming in and out the back door. Super windy here today. Biddy is terrified of storms and wind. And so she's trying to come in and out, and then she realized, hey, it's windy out here. I don't want to be out here. I want to be in my safe place, which is the bedroom. Either she hides her just her head under the bed skirt, or she'll crawl up in the bed in between our two pillows. And so I was leaving her food down, because when she would come in and out, she would pick at it. I didn't realize that one had come in here and sat down next to it. So with Biddy coming in and out the door here, she growled at Biddy for walking by her own food, Biddy's food, not Sophie's. She already ate hers. She eats in the dining room. But she'll get like that. She'll start getting food aggression, not like fighting, just growling like, I dare you to want your own food. Oh, she gets in trouble when she does that, and I know of it. I don't deal with the food aggression. Can't do it. There's plenty of food to go around. Yeah, she's coming. Are you upset with me? What did I do? Are you upset with me? What did I do, Mommy? I'm so sorry that you caught me. I'm so sorry that you caught me being mean to my widow Sissy. Making her feel bad for wanting her own fruity. I know y'all can hear her snoring sometimes. As soon as she lays her head down, it's... She needs a CPAP. Boy, Ken changed some things on his CPAP the other night. A new mask, I think. Yeah, it was like a new mask, and I forget what else. He was snoring through it, and that was the night I couldn't sleep. I just got up at 11:30 or 12 and stayed up for a couple hours. I mean, his snoring wasn't keeping me awake, but once I was awake, it didn't help. I'll say that. But if I was really tired, I would have slept through it. Come think of it, the next morning and the next day, he says, I don't feel so good today. I said, you did a lot of snoring last night. He said, well, I woke myself up a couple of times snoring, and so I don't know if that's why he didn't feel real good the next day, or if he just had a little bit of something going on and it's done and over with and past. Do you ever feel like you're being watched? These guys watch me every night going to sleep and as I sleep. Told Ken the other night, we're being watched. He says, we are. So yeah. And I kind of indicated the direction I wanted him, or the general direction I wanted him to look in. He's like, oh, okay. I can really appreciate these guys. Aren't they so detailed? And they're just so cute. I got these from Lennox on sale several years back. If you remember the first of Vlogmas, it was one of these guys that I broke, and Santa fixed him over in his workshop. I'm thinking it might have been this one, but not certain without having to pick it up and look for his cracks. However, we all have cracks, right? After all, it's those with the cracked vessel that's been repaired or glued back together that often can put off the most light. Just saying. I'm having a dry eye kind of day. It is so windy out there, but he wants to be out. I thought that was a deer laying down out there. It's not. It's just tumbleweeds. Oh, we don't have tumbleweeds. It's just dead grass. We just had a fresh egg delivery. Fresh eggs. Awesome. I was so surprised. Pleasantly surprised. I'm like, well, he probably wants his bag back. He's like, no, he had a bunch of them sitting out there. Oh, yes, a Christmas card. Wouldn't this... shut up. That was so my father-in-law. Shut up. A special treat for them. And then it would give her some business. I'm tanking. I smell smoke. I'm tanking. My brain's tinking. My wheels are turning. So Santa walks in. He says, got a bag full of drugs. He just picked up my medications. I ran out of them. I ran out of some of them yesterday because it was Sunday. Supposed to have picked them up Friday, but failed to remember. So he says, bag full of drugs and fresh farm eggs. I'm like, oh yeah. Checking my homemade taco seasoning and realized you don't have enough for tonight. Because I think it's 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning for the recipe. And I needed to double that because I'm cooking up 3 pounds of hamburger meat and I did not have enough. I did not have enough of the homemade taco seasoning, which I've shared with y'all before. But here it is again, in case you're interested. You can stop the video and screenshot it if you would like. And that's for the taco seasoning, which these are the ingredients. Salt, pepper. The crushed red pepper, that's optional, as well as the chili powder. Those are optional. I'd not had these empty containers, I would have just put it in a plastic Ziploc bag and written on it what it is. I'd have made it work. Go figure, I got pepper up my nose.